What's going on, guys? It's Duramon, and the Nike Kyrie 5 drops tomorrow, November 22nd for $130. And I told you guys that in my first impressions video, I would make another video sharing your guys' thoughts on Kyrie's new signature sneaker. Well, guess what? It's that video. So let's see what you had to say. All right, our first comment comes from ItsHabe on Instagram. He says the Kyries have been looking the exact same since the Nike Kyrie 3s. Now look, if you take a look at the Kyrie 5, you have to be honest with yourself. It does look pretty similar to the Kyrie 3 and the Kyrie 4. But my question is, why is that a bad thing? Don't we want the design language in each sneaker in the signature series to remain the same throughout the line? I mean, if you take a look at the Kobe 4 and the Kobe 5, these sneakers look pretty similar to each other. It's just that the Kobe 5 is a more slimmed down version of the 4, and both of those sneakers are great and two of my favorite Kobe's of all time. So I don't mind that the Kyrie line has a very similar look to each other from sneaker to sneaker, just as long as we're making improvements in how it plays and performs. If the sneaker looks the same and it doesn't perform as good as the last one, that's obviously not a good look. But if it plays better than the previous one with slight visual differences, that to me is okay. Our next comment comes from Zakir William on YouTube. He says that he watched Kyrie play against the Bucks and noticed that he was slipping quite a bit when he was debuting the Kyrie 5. Now, when I reviewed the Kyrie 4 last year, I thought the traction was pretty good, but when I took a look at the footage on my computer, I noticed that I was actually slipping quite a bit. So I thought that was a very interesting thing where when I was wearing them, I thought the traction was good, but taking a look from a wider perspective, I thought the traction could have been a little bit more improved. That might be the same thing going on here with the Kyrie 5s. I don't know how many hours of play Kyrie had in that sneaker that he was wearing in that game. It may be a situation where he just needed to break it in, soften up the rubber so it can grab the floor a little bit more. Usually the Kyrie line is very consistent with its traction. And even last year, a lot of people told me they had no problems with the traction. I don't have any concerns with the Kyrie 5's traction. I think the traction pattern looks like it'll hold you down very well. Now, our next comment comes from Instagram. David Jeremy says that the upper looks a little bit plain, but he's still excited to see how they perform. Now, David, I totally agree with you. I think the upper of the Kyrie 5 looks a little plain. However, last year in the Kyrie 4, it's basically the same setup, and I enjoyed the materials there. I thought they were serviceable. They worked, especially for that price point. But now the Kyrie 5s have a $10 price increase, and we're still getting the same materials. This to me doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I know we're getting 4-foot zoom air, but I would like to see Nike improve this aspect of the Kyrie signature line. Kyrie to me is an elite player, and his signature series is extremely popular, and they're also pretty good performers. So I would like to see Nike make the Kyrie signature line an elite series. I wouldn't mind a price increase if they upgraded the materials, maybe throw some Flyknit on there, a little bit of a premium quality touch. That would be cool to me, but as they sit right now, I agree with you. The upper does look a little bit plain, but hopefully in the future we get some crazy colorways like we did with the Kyrie 4s that make that upper a little less boring. The next comment comes from Sicker Than Your Average Los on Instagram. He comments, I just hope it's wide-footer friendly. Yeah, don't we all? Our next comment comes from Braulio Perez, who says, third main Kyrie signature in a row with a black and white launch colorway, and I love it. Now, Braulio, I'm very happy that you enjoy the black and white launch colorways for the Kyrie signature line, but to me, it's getting a little bit stale. Now, I'm not opposed to the idea of each signature silhouette in a series having the same exact launch colorway. I actually think that's a pretty cool idea because it makes us all wonder how they're gonna implement the old colorway in the new sneaker. But this black and white colorway with the green and purple, it's just stale. It's not interesting enough. If you take away those purple and green colors, the black and white colorway is essentially a team colorway. Now, if Nike had a really cool Uncle Drew colorway or something a little bit more interesting than this black and white colorway, again, I would have no problem. But Braulio, to each his own. I'm happy that you're happy, but I'm not happy that you're happy because I don't like the black and white launch colorways, but I'm still happy. Let's just be happy. Our next comment comes from Isaiah Miguel on YouTube, and he asks, would you criticize the Illuminati design on the Kyrie 5? And then Keon Callens replies, to be honest, yes. Now, this is a comment that has actually been coming up a lot, and I think it's pretty funny because a ton of people are tripping that the Kyrie 5 has all this Illuminati symbolism. But I think it's funny because A, do we know it's actually Illuminati symbolism? B, does the Illuminati actually exist? And C, if it did exist, would Kyrie be in the Illuminati? And plus, when you take a look at all these Illuminati design elements, it looks like it's actually integrated into the Kyrie 5's performance. You have that Lotus flytrap lacing system and that storytelling traction pattern. And that to me is pretty cool because when you could take something that's very personal to the player, because we all know Kyrie is a very open mind, he has all those alternate theories, all those conspiracies, and integrate those ideas into his signature sneaker. That's what makes the Kyrie signature line unique from everything else, and vice versa. When you have personal elements on a signature sneaker that are integrated into its performance, that's what makes that sneaker unique, and that's what I think all these Illuminati design elements are. They just make the Kyrie 5 unique, and I'm all for it. Our next and last comment comes from Nelik970 on YouTube. He says that the zoom unit looks like a gimmick, and Kyrie's PEs have full-length zoom. Do you think Nike would really put a guy who has knee issues in a shoe with inadequate cushioning? Now, if I understand what Nelik is trying to say here, he's saying that the retail version of the Kyrie 5 is different from what Kyrie actually wears. And there's actually evidence of this being true in previous Kyrie signature models, but I don't know if it's true for this particular Kyrie signature model, that being the Kyrie 5. We haven't gotten a PE that Kyrie's worn deconstructed. We don't know if he's using full-length zoom, but in years past, Kyrie has had full-length zoom units in his PEs. And Nelik is saying, or he's insinuating, that Nike's putting Kyrie in those shoes with full-length zoom because the cushioning in the retail version isn't adequate enough for his bad knees. If that were the case, Nike would have to supply every NBA player in the league that wears Kyrie's with a full-length zoom unit as well, because like you said, if it's not good enough for Kyrie, why would the NBA put other NBA players at risk? And we all know that there are bigger, stronger, faster, and guys who need way more impact protection than Kyrie in the league. So it just doesn't make sense that Nike would be giving Kyrie an adequate sneaker and everyone else an inadequate sneaker. I think Kyrie is wearing full-length zoom PEs because Kyrie prefers full-length zoom over anything else, and Nike doesn't want to sell a Kyrie shoe with full-length zoom because they want to keep it at a certain price point. So there you guys have it. Those were your comments and thoughts on the Nike Kyrie 5. Let me know whether or not you're planning on picking up a pair in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. Click on my logo right over here to your left to subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell so you never miss a video. My name's Darren. It's been great having you. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.